when you think about I'm worth more, believe that you're worth more, your body will take you to places that will allow you to get more, but it will not happen unless you believe that you're worth more. And
Build $1,000,000 legacies with purpose.
And if you've been watching lately, you know that we are having conversations around a movement that is called Build $1,000,000 Legacy with Purpose. And so as I'm thinking of people who would be great to have conversations with, this woman today, she came across my mind. I met her years ago. I want to say it hasn't been quite a decade, but it has been some time. But let me tell you, it's not how long ago I met her. What it is, when I met her, she is such an impactful force. And by the time we're done with this conversation, you'll understand why. So today I want to introduce you to Ming-Ho. And today we are talking about discovering purpose, the power of her territory. I could not think of a better title than that, girl. So I want to introduce you to our audience, and I want you to tell them a little bit about, first of all, let me give you some of her accolades. Okay. She is a real estate industrialist. She is a person who does coaching. She's a confidence speaker coach. She is a national and international property specialist. She is a certified NLP specialist, hypnotherapist, and raw food chef. So without further ado, I want to bring to you Ming-Ho. You can say hi to our audience.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Marnita. It's great to be here. It's such an honor.
Oh, girl, you are so amazing. So when I think about you, you have branded yourself so well that your image and commercial real estate are synonymous with one another. Let me ask you this question. When did you know? There had to be a time when, like, this is going to be my jam, because, purpose is all about the intention and a reason for creating a thing in the marketplace. That's what purpose is. So can you take us back to the day you had this epiphany? This is my jam. This is what I want to do, and I'm going to make this industry phenomenal. I'm going to leave my footprint. So I'll have the people who are coming from behind me will have something to walk into. When did that happen for you?
So yeah, that's a great question. So my background has always been real estate since at a really young age. I got into real estate with my family. So when I moved here to Florida, I already had an investment background, so I was able to easily pick my clientele based on being somewhere new, and I knew and nobody here. So my focus was investors, and because I had that background, starting from investment properties first, it quickly helped me realize all this research I'm doing and data, because, as we all know, when you are looking for a good deal, it takes a lot of time. You have to do many research. And because of that as well, you got to have experience. You have to know, how to identify what is a good deal. And because of that, I was working with many investors. I had to do all this research. I'm like, wait, I'm doing all this research. My time is so valuable. And one day I'm like, I'm doing all this work. I need to be getting paid more for this. So I'm pretty sure if someone is very familiar with, the law of attraction and just manifesting your desires, then I'm thinking in my head, I need to meet some commercial people who wants to buy commercial properties. And that's how it was so easy for me to pivot from residential real estate to commercial real estate, especially I had the background in the investment side. And that's where, I was thinking, I need to do commercial real estate. I need to find real estate investors. Then boom, one day I thought of it. I went out. I was sitting in St. Pierre at a bar, and these two gentlemen sat right next to me. And we were just chatting. I told them that I was a realtor. And, of course, when you have like out of state people, they're always excited to meet someone in the field that they're interested in. And apparently, they are also in commercial real estate. So that was like my stepping stone. And I got my first listing through them.
I said, that's amazing. I like the one thing that you just leading up to that, you said, you're putting all this time. Listen here, business owners. You're putting all this time into the marketplace. At some point, and everybody doesn't get there, Minho. At some point, you have to realize and recognize that my time is worth more. Because if you don't realize and recognize that, you would never position yourself in a space in order to become aware of the opportunities that will provide more. I think it's important to be aware of your worth, because being aware of your worth would allow you to, it's almost like when you think about I'm worth more, believe that you're worth more, your body will take you to places that will allow you to get more, but it will not happen unless you believe that you're worth more, because it's not about what you want. You may want more, right? But you can only get what you believe that you are. So wherever you go, there you are, right? So that's a perfect, like when you said that, I understand that transformation for you. So you've coached a lot of people in this area. I don't know if it's in the area of speaking or if it's in the area of real estate, but I know you, if not directly in the area of real estate, I know like when you're out networking, you have some powerful interactive conversations with people. What is the one thing that tends to be a question when it comes to like, Minho, how do you do what you do? How do you do what you do? Because girl, look, you are killing the game. You are
Oh,
killing it. Like when I think of you, I think you've branded yourself so well that I know that's what she does. How do you do what you do?
thank you. That is a very interesting question. Number one, I always want to, credit to my mentors, because I feel like, and can we go back to really quickly what you just mentioned
Of
earlier?
course.
It's knowing your value. When you know your value, right? Because we can always want something, you can always want it, but when you know your value, you are not going to accept any less.
Mm.
And that's just knowing your value. So there's tenfolds to that as well. We'll get to that later. But what I also do is that my background also, I dropped out of high school in ninth grade, right? But I knew at a young age that I always want to have my own business. I did not want to work for anyone, right? So because of that, I was always a big someone who always attended networking event workshops and stuff like that, because I believe that school is great, but where you're going to make money is from the experts. And what I always did, I always hire mentors, coaches and mentors for everything I wanted to do. Like in real estate, especially like especially when you don't have degrees that open the doors for you, right? You have to figure out a way, how am I going to make money, right? And what the secret is going to be, find the person who's doing exactly what you want to do and hire them, and they will teach you exactly what they're going to do to
And
help you
pay
achieve that.
them.
Yes, you got to pay them. Yes, because
Yeah.
when everything is free, you don't value it. And me too, since today, there's so many courses that I purchased, $100, $1, and they're so valuable, Dr. Marnita. But you know what? And because I didn't pay for it, I don't watch it, or probably watch it once or twice. And there's some courses that I took, I purchased thousands and ten thousands of dollars. And you know what I did? Oh my gosh. I squeeze every penny and juice out of those courses because I paid so much. I paid attention. So low ticket value stuff, even though it's very valuable and has tons of information, because of your energy, the energetics of spending, right? You just don't value it much because you did not spend the money to do so. So my advice and how I credit these things is to always get a coach and mentor, someone who's done it, and they will help you get to where you're at. That's the key to success for anything.
So there is so many people, when you say coach, and then you give them the price, right?
Yeah,
They don't think they're worth it. So they shut. You get more no's than you get yeses. And I know for myself, I have spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on coaches. I still have a coach now. And I always say, I can't coach someone unless I have a coach. And I'm not going to hire you as a coach unless you have a coach, because once you think you don't need a coach, then you have stopped learning. And
correct.
there are so many people who will not invest in themselves. They will spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on anything that's outside of themselves that's not going to help them any before they will invest that money in themselves. And I do believe most people look at putting money into a coach as they're paying the coach instead of looking at it as they're investing in themselves.
As an investment.
So, as a coach, you take somebody from where they are to where they want to be, and you do it in a shorter period of time than it took for you to get there,
Correct.
right?
Absolutely.
People need to understand that's what a coach does. So you are really doing them a favor because you're taking your 20 plus years of experience, education, and expertise and giving it to them for a price where they don't have to spend 10, 20 years or
Yeah.
3 decades.
Mhm.
And they're getting the results quickly.
Exactly. Hello, right?
Okay.
Maximizing your time. And I'm pretty sure you as well. We like me, I've always been a big advocate because I knew that education was important, but school wasn't going to help me make the money that I wanted to make.
Yeah,
So yeah, you have to invest in yourself. And when you said earlier, you're talking about they spend all this on themselves, it's the exterior, but it's the inside that matters. The inside counts. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, I was sharing this verse yesterday about Proverbs, it's better to have wisdom than silver. It's not the complete verse, but it was similar to that.
Right.
Because when you have wisdom, you can always continue to grow and make money anywhere you go.
Exactly. I agree 100%. So when we're talking about investment, say
Mhm.
someone is out here listening to our conversation, because this is about the power of your territory.
Mhm.
And the power of your territory is so profound. So if there's someone out here and they're listening to us and they thought about investing and they just don't know where to start because it can be overwhelming just to think about it. And for a novice, I would venture to say you really don't know where to start. So as a novice thinking about getting into your industry and what you do, how would you guide them? What would be two characteristics that must be a part of who they are before they're able to like really embrace the information that you're going to give them?
Um, Number one, they gotta be hungry. They have to have the drive and they just need to have it enough because we can want something, but we can need things, right? But you gotta have the want. People don't care about what they need, but their want is there, right? So there's a difference. We can need things that's good for us, but we're not gonna do these things. You know how to eat better, like just things for yourself. So you gotta have that drive, that motivation, that why, that what's, and the why is so important.
Okay. And the why and the want.
That's in the one. Yes.
Oh, so listen, those are the top two things. You have to have hunger
Yes.
about around what it is you want. Because I often ask people, so what do you want? Do you know that almost 95% of the people tell me I don't know?
Of course, and
And
it's
it's so
fine.
disheartening. It is so disheartening.
Yes, but don't be. You know what? We weren't raised and brought up to know these things, and sometimes, we don't want to blame our parents because they do the best that they can.
Of
And
course.
but I totally respect the fact that they were honest and tell you they don't know, because then
Yeah.
you know what to fix, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the disheartening part for me is that they don't know, but they really don't want to know either.
Oh yeah, that's bad when they don't want to know. Yeah,
Because
that is.
you pick up a vibe. I
Mhm.
do anyway. I pick up a vibe like I don't know, and I really don't. All I know is that I have to get out here and hit the grind and do my job.
Yeah.
For the next, I have like 10 more years to retire, and then I'm done. And
Mm-hmm.
it really kind of like it pierces my heart, for them,
Mm-hmm.
because I know they are more powerful than what they realize. And you're right, it's nothing against them. It's just the way society has cultured people to feel and to think and to do or not do in order to better themselves and to have a higher level of aspiration to do and be more so they can leave a legacy for the people who love them most. So let me ask you this question.
Right.
If I was to get into real estate investment,
Mm-hmm.
um, what would be one thing that I should look at investing in?
Hi, my name is Min. I'm a realtor and I work with business owners by assisting them with selling their commercial properties or business when they're looking to retire or exit out of that business. Additionally, I also help business professionals crush those public speaking fears so they can maximize their time more effectively, grow their network, boost their income, and master killer presentations online or in person. If you are a business owner and you're looking to sell your property or business, or you're just looking to grow your business with mastering those killer presentation skills, contact me directly for a free strategy session at realminho@gmail.com. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you. Bye. That is okay. That's a really good question because everyone has their own desire. Some people do not care how much they make. They may just want to use it as a tax shelter, and because of that, the numbers don't matter. They just want to put their property somewhere so they're not giving it all to Uncle Sam. And there's going to be some passive investors who don't mind. They're like, I'm okay with making 10%, and there's going to be some investor who wants to make a lot of money. So again, going back to what they don't know, they need to figure out which route they want to go. Or do they just want to be a part of like an investment group, like a hedge fund or a REIT? Because then it's passive that way. And you can let the professional that has the experience do all the job and take, the headache out away from you. So
Okay.
there's so many like different things, but it's based on that person. What type of drive do they have? Do they have the time to go and rehab a property? So it depends on their lifestyle. Like, do they have the time and do they feel like dealing with, all the things that goes with real estate? Because it may sound sexy because they hear the money.
It do sound sexy, girl. I'm gonna tell you that
Yeah,
right
it's very sexy, but it's almost like that attractive men and women that everyone wants, right? Do you want to put in the work? Or that car you want to drive, right? Do you want
now.
to put in the work and the money to get that? So it depends on that person and their mindset.
Okay. So what would be a low level entry door for me to go through?
Low level entry. So you know what? Honestly, I because of today's space and what's happening with the market, I would think investing in a REIT, where you and a group of people or putting your money in there. Or I've actually been so blessed to know these private company that they're offering investors to invest in a fixed income fund where it's not market driven, but they have a high percent, like an 18 to 20 percent income, interest of where you get back on your money using your 401k. You see, so there are so many different investment, and it just depends on the individual. Because I don't own any real estate right now, but if you do, you always, the best way is to get something where you are going directly to the owner, because now you're getting the property for really cheap, almost pennies on the dollars. Like people like to say, oh, get distressed properties. Because when I first started out, I was chasing people with, tax delinquents. And Florida is a tax deed state. So many times when it's a tax deed, when a property is going to a tax deed auction, they don't have a mortgage on there, but you need the money to buy it and pay for it. And then there are just so many things about it. So that's why we all need mentors, right? So it's everything
Right.
so specific. If you want to go through like probates, right? A probate lead, if you want to deal with foreclosures, pre-foreclosure, short sales, tax deed auction, or you just want to, be a passive investor and just invest in a REIT.
Now, I realize that when you say commercial, we're just not talking about like buying commercial property. Is that correct? We may also be referring to purchasing maybe a business or purchasing like other commercial entities that are not property driven. Am I understanding that
Okay,
correct?
I'm glad you asked that because people don't understand residential, commercial, and business are three different type of
I am
animals.
so glad, girl. I am so glad I asked that question because I know I'm not the only one who just don't understand what that means. That's why we're having this conversation.
Can I share really quickly on what's the difference?
Absolutely.
It's so easy. Residential is for you to sleep, okay? Commercial property is for you to make money. Office businesses, business owners make money. Now, businesses is just the asset. Like if you own a salon, right? And a lot of them, the business is not about the commercial property. It's not the brick and mortar. The business, it's what you make is the asset, like a pizza shop, a salon. It's not the commercial property, but it's the income driven. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
so like if I seen a parking lot that I wanted to buy,
Mhm.
that's a business. It's income driven. Is that right?
Now that will two determining factors. Yes, if it's a parking lot and let's just say they don't own the property, but they lease the property, and if you're buying it based on the income only of how much they make per month, then you're only buying the business. So you see there's two parts.
So apparently somebody, a novice like myself, we would need some coaching from you. So
Uh,
as to how to onboard into the investment world.
mhm.
So how do people connect with you?
You can contact me directly at realminho@gmail.com.
And
Um,
I'll put that in the
okay,
description.
that's perfect.
I
Or
got you, girl. I got you.
okay. Yes, my email is the best way. If you want to contact me about that. I have about 20 years in real estate, right? And
Decade.
also, I know I look a little younger, but and I also been in commercial real estate for probably 6 years. And I have a lot of mentors that I can always reach out to. So I have like a portal of people that has done things 1,000 times over and over again. And I'm not always going to call myself and claim myself as an expert, but I know what I don't know. And I have connections to all the attorneys, title companies, people that you need to help you when you're making a purchase. And that's
Now,
so important.
a true testament is that you really know how to connect people with the professionals they need in order to help them. I've experienced that firsthand myself. So when she says that she has connections, believe that she has so many connections and she is not holding back on anything. If you need help after having a conversation with her, she will do a three-way email introduction and keep it moving. And I thank you for that, because not everybody is willing to open themselves up to do the referral, and in order to make someone's life a little bit easier. So you are amazing in that way. And I think that is just one small part of the reason that you have been so successful and sustainable in this commercial investment industry. So I thank you on the behalf of everybody else who's listening to this conversation, who's going to connect with you through your email. And so I have another question.
Sure.
If I'm moving into the future, things have changed so much, especially since COVID, right?
Mhm.
If I'm moving into the future, is there anything like in particular that I should be considering investing in, that you maybe could share with us that may not be a part of the normal way I think of investing?
Yes, so like I mentioned earlier, I have been so blessed and like through my connections, I know a private company and it's a fixed income fund, especially if you have a 401k, a rollover and or the Roth IRAs or something like that, but mainly the 401k because you are actually borrowing money off your own 401k and all the money you take out and borrow goes back to you and you are the bank. So if you have a 401k, you can ask your financial advisor if you can, or are you allowed to borrow money out of there? And you use that and you can invest in a fixed income fund. This income fund, I'm not a financial advisor, okay? But what they do is that they use their money and then they're able to do underwriting and it's more driven by like the more labor they can do. So I love that because it's not market driven and you also get a promissory note and you can sell that promissory note. And they're also a member of the Federal Reserve. So
Right. Your
that one
money
is really
protected.
is very attractive, especially, if you have money tied up in your 401k and it's sitting there collecting, I don't know, 3%, 4%, I don't know what that is, but you
So
borrow
you're
money.
saying that it's a possibility to get double-digit returns,
Yes,
girl. Now, let me ask you this.
sure.
There are some people out here who may not have 401k, right? But what if they have some cash that's sitting in a bank and that's not doing anything?
They can as well. They can do that. We're actually more so going after the accredited investors that's probably making $300,000 a year or have over $2 million in asset. Now, if you can, partner up with someone else, there are products for someone that's not accredited investor, but it's gonna probably be the minimum like 25 to 50 grand, so there are different products for an individual with some cash to invest.
Okay, that
Mm,
sounds good.
mhm.
I like this. So hopefully this is like we've talked about like more than a few things that's gonna help people, may help guide people of some options they can take advantage of. Because one thing I do know that I like money that gets pregnant and have babies.
Yes, yes. Let your money work for you, right?
Right, right. I like pregnant money.
I
Uh,
like that too. Yeah. What is you're funny.
okay. So thank you for sharing. Like, this has been so valuable, but I do like you have like another side of your life that complements what you do too in your certification, like NLP, right?
Yes.
Hypnotherapy, and you are a chef, a raw food
Raw
chef.
food chef. Yes. I got a
What is it?
certification.
What? What is a raw food chef? Help a sister out.
Oh,
What is
oh
a
my
raw
gosh.
food chef?
You know, it's funny. Yes, I get that question all the time. It's basically, I was on a raw food diet and it's all fruits and vegetables. And what we do is that we make mock meat and stuff like that. So sometimes you'll think that it's meatball or, some type of bread, but they make it out of vegetables and you put things in the dehydrator. And it's really yummy, but it's so time consuming. So yeah, I learned how to do that, make food like create cheese out of nuts.
Do you coach people in that
Not
area?
on that. No, I don't coach people on that. I used
Well,
to
'cause I know some people were probably like, I need to like know how to do some of that so I can be more healthier and I can
yeah.
enjoy my investments longer.
Well, if it's a high ticket client, like high ticket, maybe I'll do a workshop on vegetarian or do a book on something like that one day.
I'll be waiting on that one.
Okay.
Yes, yes, let's do that. I like that. So
Okay.
I always like to end our conversations with three questions. Okay.
Sure.
So the first question is, what is your favorite quote that inspires you when you are not feeling you're operating at your highest level?
Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. What do I Okay, where do I begin? Where do I begin? My favorite quotes. I didn't have one, but if I could share this, Proverbs 18:21, life and death is in the power of the tongue. Those who love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Because a lot of times, you have a choice. You can speak life or you can speak death to yourself, right? And even Bruce Lee said, be careful what you tell yourself, even as a joke, because your body and your nervous system don't know the difference. So when I'm not operating in a place, right? Sometimes we all have the days where we're feeling down, right? And then you try to say, okay, and what I do is I'll just leave it on to God, I give it to God. And one of the favorite quotes is Philippians, I think 4:6, 7, you know, um, with everything, I forgot it now, but with everything, it's like supplicate everything with thanksgivings and let your prayers
Good
be
thing.
known unto
Yeah.
God, right? So gratitude, being gratitude when I'm not feeling the best. I'm thinking about the things that I have around me, even silly things like your chair, your car, you
No,
know,
it all counts.
anything. Yes. So I just try to be in gratitude, my friends, my family, things like that, so you're not coming from a place of lack, but you're more coming from a place of, just gratitude. And that
Yeah.
helps. And then I try to, of course, I'll think and I try not to use the word try because trying is lying, right?
Why is so
And I speak.
self-defeating.
Yeah.
That you're already setting yourself up for
Yeah. I'll
excuses to get
try.
out of to get out of your own stuff. Like, y'all, listen, stop,
Yeah.
annihilate try from your vocabulary,
Yes.
people.
Yes, trying lying. And don't speak negative about yourself because negative self-talks are affirmations, right?
Yes, absolutely. But oftentimes we don't even hear ourselves when we say what we say. And so you have to be very conscious and aware of what is coming out of your mouth because what's coming in your mouth is going to dictate your behavior and it's going to land you in a place that you may not want to be. And you're going to end up wondering, how did I get here? Well,
Yeah. Yeah, you talk yourself into it.
you talked yourself into
Yeah.
it.
If you have a
Exactly.
choice, right? If you have a choice to speak life or death, which one will it be? Right?
Yeah, you have to take responsibility. Like you did it. You
Yeah.
said it. So you have to take responsibility for where you are. And until you're able to take responsibility for where you are, you will always be in a state of unfulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Absolutely.
Second question.
Okay.
That was good, girl.
Oh,
You
thank
was preaching a word there.
I do that on my YouTube and live all the time.
And she's true because just before we got on this conversation, I went to her YouTube channel and she talks about the power of the tongue a lot.
Mhm.
So thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Number two is, what is one book that has made a difference as you are living out your purpose?
Oh my gosh, the Bible.
I love that.
The Bible. I had no idea. So I used to be Buddhist and I converted. And a friend of mine's, they use people, God used people, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm manifesting the law of attraction, blah, blah, blah. And he said to me, do you know the source is the Bible? And I'm like, no, I thought the Bible was a book about religion, right? And it's not. So he took
God.
all these verses, Mark 11:24. What is that? Whatever thou, something about whatsoever. It's almost, oh my God, I know so many verses. Sometimes you know so much, it just kind of go
Yeah,
out of
I
your
get it.
head.
It's a
But
lot.
whatever you say and believe shall come to pass. So
Right.
Mark 11:24, just look it up. Mark 11:24. So I mean the Bible, and there's so many things that's happening in the world today that, if you read the Bible, and Judges, one of my favorite books, because it's like repeating history when the people
I like
remove
Judges.
themselves from God because things are great. Like they're millionaires and billionaires, no one can touch them, nothing can touch them, right? And then you remove yourself from God, you start living in the world, and you know what happened? The world starts to smack you in the face and you start to fall. So The Judge is one of my favorite books. I love it. The Bible is really life-changing. It's so
The
many
Bible is like,
manifesting.
and see, most people think the Bible is all about religion, like you said, but it's not. The Bible is all about a kingdom, and the kingdom is earth that God made. And he
Mhm.
made us to have dominion on earth, and he's using us to manage his kingdom,
Mhm.
and he comes through us to experience and help us to bring heavenly places down here on earth. That's what the Bible is all about, to bring heavenly places down here on earth, and for him to have influence through us.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
about a kingdom. And
Yeah.
we are kings and queens of our territory. And when I say that the power of your territory, the real power of your territory comes through your alignment with the one who created the territory in the first place, right?
Exactly. And may I share
Yeah.
um that the treasure is your thoughts. The treasure is your thought, right?
Yeah.
It's what we put inside our head. Because when you open it up, right, our brains, what do you want inside of it? What do
Yeah.
you want in your treasure, right? You can speak into it. So, you gotta garnish and just protect your treasure, which is your thoughts.
Well, I didn't know we was even going here, but thank you for bringing, because there are so many principles. I mean, people wonder, like, how should I live? Start reading the Bible.
If the source of the Bible, all the motivational speakers and all the books that's written, even like Confucius and all the books that we hear
Comes from the
today
Bible.
came from the Bible, the sources, even Buddha. And people say, oh, that's, the Buddhists. I said, the Bible's older.
Bible.
Look, I didn't know this. So when I saw, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like amazing. So it's the
You are
Bible.
so amazing. Yeah, you are so right. Like, say that, girl. Say that. Amen.
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 Okay, number three. What tool do you use to continue to elevate and grow in what you have been purposed to do? What tool do you use to continue to elevate and grow in what you have been purposed to do?
Mm, that's a good one. You know what? What tool? And going back to the Bible, right? Because we are living an experience, a human experience. So by me learning and knowing what's available to me, and I'm trying to operate more in a spiritual space, spiritual realm, right? Because when you're in a spiritual realm, you're not thinking about, oh my gosh, I got to get my hair done, my purse, my nails, and stuff like that. Of course, you
Right.
still got to look good, right? And
So
equip
we look
yourself,
good. Look on
right?
me.
But right, but the thing is that you have to know and separate yourself because the of the five senses want different things and what the spiritual self wants. So when I'm
Exactly.
doing things, I'm like, okay, is this of the five senses? Am I lusting over the flesh? Or am I lusting over the spirit? And I try to keep myself in a spirit space. So that can help you eliminate a lot of toxic people, and thoughts and judgment that would come your way because I'm like, you know what? My tab is with God, and I don't have to like share and brag what I do for other people because God knows what I'm doing, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
I try to operate in that space.
It's like it says in Romans, to reference what you just said, it says when you live by your flesh, you die, but when
Yeah.
you live by your spirit, you live.
Yes.
So we have two worlds that are always in contention against one another, and
Right.
we have to choose which
Mhm.
one are we going to live by? Are we going to live by our spirit and what it wants, or are we going to live by our flesh and what it wants?
And
So,
really quickly too, the fruit of the spirit, right? What is the fruit of
right.
the spirit? Love, patience, kindness, right? Humbleness, I forgot that's in there, but long suffering, temperance, right? Joy, peace, all
Joy,
the
peace,
things I
love,
recite in
and
my
most
head.
of all, love, right?
Like, what is the fruit of the spirit? The fruit of the spirit. I go back to the fruit of the spirit because I'm not in the fruit of the spirit. I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm judging, like those things you'll know, and you help identify yourself really quickly. And another key to success is having mentors and being the right people, masterminds, be putting yourself, surrounding yourself with the right people, right friends, you pray for them and you become those people. And then they will attract you because they know you of the same kind. So,
Yeah.
networking, putting yourself in the right places and just surrounding yourself with the right people and having, of course, coaches, mentors, and stuff like that. It's always a key to success.
Yeah. You're an amazing networker.
Oh, thank you. So are
And
you.
oh girl, you are I don't know too many people who are at your level when it comes to networking. You be putting
Oh,
together some events and you have this amazing way with people. So I, for one, thank you for all that you do in the community to bring people together and to help them grow in whatever area that they are moving in. And blessings to you.
oh,
Blessings.
thank you. Blessings
Yeah.
to you too.
Thank you. Well, this has been an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
This is what it's called to build million-dollar legacies with purpose. This is what this means. You're building million-dollar legacies with purpose. And at P3 Purposepreneurs, we have a movement. We are pattern makers, and
Mhm.
pattern makers are move makers. And I am so excited to have had an opportunity to speak with you today. So thank you for sharing. And if anything that she has shared today has like touched you in any kind of way, I want you to like, subscribe, and share this information because it's going to touch somebody else too. It's going to be on her YouTube channel. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. It's going to be on both of our Facebook. So you have no excuse. Don't say, I'll try to share it. Share it. Like,
Yes.
do the thing.
Either you're gonna do it or not, right?
Right.
Try.
Do the thing. So, is there anything else you want to leave our audience with today, Mingho?
I not really because I think we touched on so many topics and I shared everything that I wanted to, but I just want to thank you again for, having me on your show. This was really fun. We definitely should do it again. And as I was also thinking I need to have you on my podcast as well. We'll do a live, yeah, we'll chat after this and talk about what we want to talk about what the topic would be.
Perfect. Until next time, to our next video, again, be blessed. Continue to go out there and build your million-dollar legacy with purpose. And remember, you are who you believe you are. So go get it.
Hi, my name is Min. I'm a realtor and I work with business owners by assisting them with selling their commercial properties or business when they're looking to retire or exit out of that business. Additionally, I also help business professionals crush those public speaking fears so they can maximize their time more effectively, grow their network, boost their income, and master killer presentations online or in person. If you are a business owner and you're looking to sell your property or business, or you're just looking to grow your business with mastering those killer presentation skills, contact me directly for a free strategy session at realminho@gmail.com. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you.